I'm Justin.
And I'm Jess. Safari Condo's trailers are known for being extremely lightweight and their quality design and construction.
That's right. And
That's right. Sorry, go ahead.
Is that wrong?
Sounds too infomercially.
Okay. Okay.
Do you want to start over?
And this is a new trailer in the Alto lineup, the F1743 EXPEDITIon, meant for more rugged and off-road RVers.
Safari Condo has been nice enough to lend us the very first model that's on the road. We've been living in it and testing it out for the past month, and we're going to give you a tour today.
Okay, that's good. While Safari Condo brands the EXPEDITIon as a new trailer in their lineup, Jess and I really think of it as an off-roading iteration or package enhancement to the existing Alto F1743, a popular trailer that's been on the market for about 10 years. We've actually already reviewed that trailer, which we'll link to up here. These two are almost the same on the inside, which we'll take a look at in a little bit, but really the changes to this trailer are all on the outside, so that's where we'll start.
The first thing that we noticed about this trailer is its big, beefy tires. It comes with 15-inch aluminum wheels and EXPEDITIon tires. The trailer has 10.5 inches of ground clearance, which is awesome for going on kind of gnarly roads. You will notice though that we have caravan movers, which are mounted to the frame behind the tires. These allow you to move around your trailer with a remote control, which is awesome for hooking up your trailer, getting into tight campsites, and really impressing your neighbors. The downside of them is that they reduce your ground clearance to 9.5 inches.
Before the introduction of the EXPEDITIon, Safari Condo has had 3 17-foot trailer models, none of which have a retractable awning system. And that's because the body profile of all 3 trailers have a curved roof. But you'll notice with this trailer, it's got a beefy aluminum rack, which allows 3 mounting points from front to back so that we can have a fixed Fiamma awning. On previous model trailers, we had to use a fabric awning that threaded through a Keta rail on either side of the trailer.
One sec while I fix my drawers.
It was pretty cumbersome to put up, so this has been a welcome addition, allowing you to easily deploy the awning, offering a ton of protection from both sun and rain. Also, it's equipped with an LED light bar that runs the entire length of the awning, which does an excellent job at lighting up your exterior space at night.
While we're on the topic of roof racks, the roof rack has a section in the back that's intended for storage. To be honest, we've kind of just been using it as a rooftop deck for maximum sunset views. Besides just having a sweet roof deck, the roof rack allows you to have a ton more solar than you otherwise would. The base package of this trailer comes with 385 watts, but we have a whopping 570 watts of solar. We live and work out of this trailer full time with laptops and drones and all kinds of electronics, so we are thankful for every single watt.
This trailer ships with...
Be careful, there's a bee right.
We've also got a...
Sorry, there's like a bug.
This is really annoying.
Yeah.
Okay. While we're on the topic of power, this trailer has a lot...
Go yourself.
Wasps. While we're on the topic of power, this trailer has a lot of it. In addition to the ample solar, this trailer ships by default with 1 20-pound propane tank, which can be upgraded to 2 20-pound propane tanks for a total of 40 pounds. I don't know why I'm doing the math for you. The base model of this trailer ships with 2 100 amp hour heated lithium iron phosphate batteries and can be upgraded to an astonishing 400 amp hours of batteries, with the second 2 being installed in the front basement area. Because of the new roof rack and the extra weight from the additional solar and batteries, this trailer weighs quite a bit more than the F1743, just shy of 2,500 pounds. Because of that, they chose to put this trailer on a beefier aluminum frame, like the one that they would typically use on their 21 or 24-foot model trailers. But if you're unfamiliar with trailers, 2,500 pounds is incredibly impressive for something of this size, offering you this much comfort and power. They can accomplish this because this trailer is made almost entirely of aluminum and composite materials. Not only does that make it super lightweight, but that means there's nothing to rust or rot because there's no steel in the frame and there's no wood used in any of the interior materials. Hey, good morning. Sweet. You're so sweet. Oh, hi. Are you curious? Oh, you're so sweet.
That pretty much sums up all of the differences between the EXPEDITIon package and the 1743, but there's a few other features on the outside that we wanted to share with you. For example, the screen door that opens and closes. We really like this because it kind of makes the outside space feel a little bit more livable. Same thing with these clamshell windows. Your kitchen is right here, and it opens up to the front yard of your trailer. If you have friends over or are having a campfire outside, it just makes the outside and the inside feel a little bit more connected. In addition to an interior shower, there's also an exterior shower with both hot and cold water. There's also 3 different storage compartments that you can either access from the inside or the outside. As we mentioned earlier, the inside of the F1743 Expedition is remarkably similar to the F1743, which we just did a tour of. Nevertheless, we thought it would be helpful to show you the inside, so come on in. At the very front, you'll find the dinette. It is on a track, so you can move it back. It's always hard to do. To make things easier to get in and out, this table moves back and forth. Additionally, you can take the tabletop off of the post, and it can span the gap between these 2 cushions, turning it into a twin bed. One other thing that I wanted to point out up here is this fabric. It's a white gray fabric called Froth Gray that Safari Condo just introduced. We think it's really pretty and quite modern looking. However, Justin and I like to hike, we sit outside, and we've noticed that in just a month of living in it, it's gotten pretty dirty. So if you're like us and spend a lot of your time in your RV outside doing stuff, it might not be the best choice for you.
The base model of this trailer ships with a 2-way fridge that can run on either alternating current when you're hooked up to shore power or propane gas. This trailer, however, has the upgraded compressor fridge that runs on 12 volt. It holds a good amount of food, about a week's worth for 2 people. The one thing I'll note though, this uses a decent amount of power. Jessica and I like to camp off grid and either bring or make our own power. We love having propane fridges because they're incredibly efficient, use very little gas, and can run for a long time. I love the fact that this fridge can run off of direct current for free. However, it uses a decent amount of energy to do that, and a large portion of those upgraded batteries and solar panels that we have are pretty much dedicated to keeping this thing running. If you're anything like Jessica and I and need as much power as you can get while camping off grid on a cloudy or rainy day, I would consider skipping this $1,300 upgrade for the compressor DC fridge and instead just go with the standard 2-way fridge. We've got a huge space above the fridge that can be used to either hang clothes, or you can put any kind of shelving solutions that you want in there for some additional storage. Right now we use it to store some larger appliances like our coffee machine and our air fryer, and eventually we plan on getting a larger wireframe rack from IKEA to store more of our clothes. I think that's it. That's all I needed to say. Okay, cool. Moving on to the kitchen, we've also got a good amount of storage space above the kitchen countertop where we can store spices and other kitchen utensils. We've got the optional microwave. This can run on alternating current when you're plugged into shore power. Also, this trailer comes standard with a 2000 watt inverter. You're able to power this microwave off grid, so this is a really cool feature because we can use it on batteries when we're camping in the middle of nowhere. If you don't get the microwave option, there'll just be additional storage up here for you to use. Looking below the microwave, we've got most of our control panels for our electronics, starting with our tank monitor, which shows off our fresh, gray, and black holding tanks. We've got 4 USB ports. This is our control panel for our water heater and cabin air heater. Then we've got a master shutoff switch, which controls all of the lights in the trailer, as well as a dimmer for all of the overhead lights if you want to make it more moody. We've got our switch, which controls the inverter outlet powering either the microwave or the single gang duplex outlet just below it. Moving on to the counter, we've got tempered glass lids for both the sink and the 2-way burner. This sink is pretty cool because it just folds up and you've got hot and cold water. Moving over here, we've got 2 large cabinets, the top of which we use for our non-refrigerated food. This second drawer we use for all of our tech items like our laptops when we're traveling. And then this third one down here isn't really a drawer, it just folds out, and this is where we've been keeping trash. I'm not really sure where you're supposed to keep trash in this trailer, and this is the best option we've come up with so far. Editor Justin here. I guess we forgot to record the cabinet under the sink, so here's the cabinet under the sink in the standard F1743.
Next we have the bathroom. First thing that I wanted to point out is that there is a mirror on both the front and the inside of the door, which is nice for doing things like putting in your contacts. If you want to follow me inside. One of the first things that I noticed when we came into this trailer was how huge this medicine cabinet is. You not only have space here, but it actually opens up all the way to the back, and it goes to the back of the trailer, so you can store all kinds of things like many rolls of toilet paper or anything else you might need to store in the bathroom. You'll notice that this has a standard RV flush toilet We've actually been pretty impressed with the black tank capacity in this trailer. This bathroom has a cabinet where you can tuck up and put away the shower curtain so it's not hanging in the bathroom. When you're ready to take a shower, you simply just untuck it from this cabinet. You can pull it all the way around this track, which runs around the length of the bathroom. You will pull this handy dandy faucet through the shower curtain and it turns the entire bathroom into a wet bath. Moving on to the back, last month we made a video about the day that we picked up this trailer. In it, one of our first reactions was that we were a little bit worried about how much storage this particular trailer had as compared to the 2114 and some of Safari Condo's longer trailers, which have storage that wraps all the way around the back. This particular model only has this cabinet, which at first glance might not seem like very much, but we've been pretty impressed. We've been able to fit pretty much all of our summer clothing up here and haven't really had an issue. We still need to move all of our winter clothing into this, but we have a ton of storage underneath these benches that we haven't even touched yet. To access the storage, there's either piano hinges that you can lift the cushions up or down, or there are these slidey boys that you can slide in and out. There's one kind of unique storage feature that is this long and narrow open space. We're currently storing our backcountry camping gear, so our sleeping bag and our bulky backpacks, but we think that it would also be good to store other kinds of bulky items like skis or snowshoes. As you can see, this is the main seating area of the trailer as well. It comes with these rigid backed cushions which you can sit on, or alternatively you can turn it into a bed by putting the cushions between the span of the two benches. Ta-da! In most of Safari Condo's trailers, you can actually sleep parallel to the length of the trailer, so your head can go that way. However, in this trailer, the bed is actually a bit shorter than the other ones, so you have to sleep from side to side. This isn't a huge deal, but if you're traveling with a partner, this does mean that someone's going to be sleeping on the inside and someone's going to be sleeping on the outside, which if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night means somebody's going to get crawled on top of. We quickly wanted to touch on the heating and cooling in this trailer. We have a max fan, which helps for circulation as well as ventilation for things like odors while you're cooking. There is the Truma Combi, which acts as a furnace and water heater, which we absolutely love. And finally, we have this floor-mounted air conditioner, which is made by Dometic. You will need to be hooked into shore power to use it, or alternatively, you can use a generator because it takes quite a lot of power. We just picked up a Honda 3200i generator specifically so that we can use our air conditioner while we're out boondocking, so keep an eye out for a future video on that.
Jess and I have received a lot of questions about this trailer since publishing our last video, and there's not a lot of information about the Expedition online yet, so I'm going to do a rapid fire Q&A. Can you buy the Expedition now? Yes, they've already been taking orders for this trailer, and you'll want to call the Safari Condo sales team. What does it cost? There's only a couple of production slots left for pickup in the fall of 2025, which means new orders placed will be for the 2026 model that starts at 67,000 Canadian or just over 49,000 US with today's conversion rate. How does it handle dirt roads with the extra clearance? This being the third Alto we've towed, I can say that this has been a massive improvement, especially considering the trailer is only 17 feet long. You're definitely not going to be doing any overlanding with this trailer, but its ground clearance has been able to easily handle the dispersed camping, boondocking, and gnarly forest roads that we've driven on. What kind of gas mileage do you get? We travel very light compared to most RVers and get away with towing the Expedition with our 2019 Highlander Hybrid, which has a towing capacity of 3,500 pounds. With that in mind, we average about 16 miles per gallon while towing and about 29 miles per gallon when not. How does the roof rack impact aerodynamics? Considering the Expedition weighs about as much as the larger Alto F1743 that we towed last year, it's pretty impressive that we get the exact same gas mileage even with its roof rack on top. That being said, I'd like to see Safari Condo modify this custom storage rack and cut some holes in this big old aluminum windsail on the back. We just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed. We just passed 3,000, literally tripling the size of our channel in the last 2 months.
So if you haven't subscribed, now is an awesome time to do that. We haven't been in this trailer that long, so we're going to provide a more comprehensive tour once we've had a little bit more time to get to know it. If you have any questions, it really helps us if you leave them in the comments below, and we might include them in a future video.
Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where are you going? We made more videos for you. Seriously. There's 2 more right here. I picked them just for you. Watch them.